And welcome back, everyone, to another 70-star GSA League Division 2 race. I am Electric. Here with me is JKJ, and we're ready to commentate this Tabascoth versus m0m0 race. JK, how are you feeling today going into this race?
I'm pretty excited. I love watching some 70 star, and both these guys have pretty solid times. I think, and they're pretty close. Tabascoth's time is a high 49, and Momo has a mid 50. So that should make for a pretty it's a tight margin. It's not a blowout in the PB time by any means. So should always makes for an interesting race because it means they'll probably be going for similar strats, stuff like that.
Yep, and it's always good to see these two guys going in with pretty similar overall skill sets and really just have the race come down to who's playing more consistently that day. It makes for a more entertaining race, I find.
Yeah, as opposed to like a massive underdog where you're hoping for lightning in a bottle at the same time as you're hoping for a massive flub from the favorite to win. So looks like we're gonna be getting right into it.
Yep, and pretty well synced from the very start. No need to fiddle around with the video settings at all. Both these guys
Interesting.
running on JP, interestingly.
That's what I was gonna say. Interesting because I assume that probably means neither are going to be doing double pillarless with pyramid secrets because on JP that risks sound glitch. So I'd assume that it tells us a little bit about their routes. Not that that's obviously an extremely risky route that you rarely see in races, as it is, except for like at the top level. But regardless, that's good to know. Probably don't. I mean, and if we do see it, then we know a bit of a clinch moment.
Yep. Let's
All right.
see. Interesting little difference on the Lakitu skips. Tabasco opting to save that cheeky little, I think a tenth or a quarter of a second or so.
Yeah.
m0m0, meanwhile, to going for the much easier setup. With that kick at the beginning, it lines you basically right up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think overall, forfeiting a tiny bit of time, especially in a race, to just do a Lakitu skip setup that you're comfortable with is obviously the correct choice. It doesn't matter if you're losing, a slight bit of time.
And Tabasco actually getting kind of an awkward setup in this room in particular.
Yeah,
So
smaller bomb, and that's just not going to give him enough speed to keep up with Momo. As Momo gets the big bomb and skyrockets back towards that gate.
and if you
Whereas,
watched him right at the start, he got a kind of an awkward camera angle. It's kind of
mm,
a weird timing to actually change the camera there for some weird reason. Like if you're just a little bit late, it'll give you a straight on camera angle to the box, and you want it to be at a little bit of an angle so that Mario will just jump right through the sign and the box while you just hold straight on the joystick.
mm.
But despite that kind of weird time loss from also just missing the bomb, both of them synchronize as they go into the slide. Let's see, chat. What are your time guesses? I'm thinking a 12-9 on both sides. What about you?
I'm thinking. I mean, it's a little too late to tell what I think, but I mean, definitely solid. Anytime you see a 12, that's definitely a solid, especially for a race slide time. You don't expect them to be trying to cut it really close and aiming for like a 12-6, 12-5 in a race because you don't want to risk bonking and losing extra time for no reason when just overall take a much more consistent safe route down the slide. We're going to be getting into womps for both players. Again, relatively synced. Tabascoth with a very minor lead.
No, both of them actually going for owlless first.
Hmm.
You typically see people going for cannonless first, but both of them.
Oh,
Oh,
I
Murmo
could.
just barely short.
I believe that was a first frame wall kick, which only possible to actually successfully get owlless with the first frame wall kick if you do the simply owlless setup, which requires you to intentionally lose speed so that the speed you gain from the first frame wall kick won't propel you far enough to miss being able to enter the cage. We got a Tabascoth going for cannonless, pretty standard, going for the full setup, very safe, nice and clean. Same setup for Momo.
Yeah, the texture setup, if you have a good eye, it can be consistent, but it's also just risky generally to go for because there are some positions that you would think that they would work, but when you actually go through executing them, you realize, wait a minute, no, I wasn't actually as close or far as I thought I was.
Yeah, a lot of it plays into how the camera affects where exactly it looks like you grab the edge of the plank, because when Mario's walking off the plank at an angle, it can be confusing. You can't really tell his position as easily as you could if he was walking directly towards the edge of the plank.
And it's easy
And,
to kind of think like, oh, I'm a little bit to the left or right of the starting position, but translating that into the very precise joystick movement to get Mario to gently walk off the ledge in the right spot.
oh,
That's the
absolutely.
tricky part.
And oh, sliding on it was a pretty beautiful Womps 100 before that, but sliding off the thwomp and gonna be all right.
Ooh,
Manages to
all risky right there.
yeah, avoids a little bit of a more disastrous time loss.
Yeah, did you see that he actually like had just enough speed to
Oh,
be able to execute a
Momo.
dive? Oh no, Momo.
Looked like Momo was already gonna have to go for half cycle, which loses a significant chunk of time. Oh, and he falls down again. The
And
backups are
he was
just not
up
working
on
out.
there.
Yeah,
Just
he just retained too much speed. Looks like maybe he wasn't expecting to get such an early frame wall kick. Wasn't ready for the speed he gained. He's going for, this is the movement you would typically see for, a late half cycle, but this is an extra cycle delayed, which loses a significant chunk of time. Definitely falling behind here in this Womps 100.
yeah,
Obviously a very
he's
volatile star.
yeah, based on the performance of both these guys so far, oh no, how's he gonna deal with having to get that coin again?
Hmm. Actually,
Well, yeah, he has a lot of excess for
yeah.
some reason. I'm not sure which extras he grabbed. Unless he was
Looks
just going for half cycle initially.
It looks like oh, misses a few coins, has to double back, but I think he went for the double line grab at the start, which is definitely slower, but I believe makes it, a little bit, you have a little bit more of a grasp on your coin count. You don't have to go for the box as much, but definitely loses some time. And that Womps 100 definitely costing Momo, as Tabascoth just continuing to move along, cleaning it up. No real major slip-ups, as Momo again fails to get onto the slope. It recovers well, not a big time loss, but a little shaky. That's very standard opening movement that you don't usually see runners mess up. So
If you're like the least bit not reliant on your standard muscle memory on that though, it can be a little bit tricky.
oh,
Especially
absolutely.
like when you're trying to learn that movement. It's very, very easy to dive just a little bit, or even like climb the tree just a little bit too much and
Hmm.
dive and not move the joystick just right. And end up getting exactly what Mermo just got, or ending up like for whatever reason falling off the right side of that pillar.
Hmm.
It's kind of a tricky little jump there, and it kind of goes to showcase just how precise a lot of the movement in this game can be at the very opening of a level.
All right, so last time we saw a 12-7, I believe. So this time I'm predicting another 12-7. I'll give him the consistency nod.
I'll go ahead and say a 12-8. Lose a little bit of time somewhere or another. Not sure.
Ooh,
Just to the
looking.
volatileness of the slide. Oh, and a
Ooh,
12-6 actually improving.
outdoing both of us. I was gonna say looking pretty good. Retained a lot of speed when he did that final dive, bonked his head against the wall of the slide. So very clean, getting cleaner as the race progresses, which is always a good sign. I'm gonna say 12-9 last time. I'll say a 12-8. He's gonna also improve a little bit. He's gonna be on the upswing mentally. Okay.
Standard consistency and
Oh, is that a misread?
no! That was such a close miss too. He was. I mean, Mario's hitbox is very gracious on the top, so I'm not
Going
exactly sure what happened there.
so clean, going for the rollout on the switch.
Yup, that was beautiful.
Probably probably a little bit hopeful, like not hopeful, but maybe a little upset about losing the time, having to back up that last red. Just that speedrunner instinct to just go fast and immediately make up the time by going for a slightly more difficult strats works out.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting he was able to go for that despite having to take that double backing route.
Yeah, it was honestly a very clean backup. Sometimes you can see a struggle knowing exactly, because the camera obviously doesn't cooperate, and knowing exactly where you are relative to the red, it shows a lot of experience to just very quickly be able to get that backup. Has to avoid the Goombas there, slowing him down a little bit. Nothing tragic. Should be able to make a shake.
Oh
Shake
yeah,
cycle.
definitely on pace for a nice shake cycle. A little bit of a slowdown there, but he's still okay. Yeah.
Yeah, his movement is overall clean enough to gonna have to go for the side flip, but his movement's overall clean enough to sort of guarantee him that shake without any disastrous mistakes, which is definitely what you want in a race.
I'm glad to see neither of them getting burned by that fire at the beginning. That could be kind of a tricky little flip backwards.
Yeah, and it also makes you have to back it up and go extremely fast to still make shig, which could lead you to make some more catastrophic errors. Momo doing the traditionally referred to as poverty movement for the shig cycle, but does actually, if done optimally, saves a little time over the diagonal long jump to the circular platform. Um, the slightly faster movement that you need for the faster cycles actually loses a very minor amount of time for shig cycle. So both of them nailing shig cycle. You can see, Taba definitely has a sizable lead. I'd say over 30 seconds, basically an entire Bowser fight.
Yeah, but I'd say about the same.
Okay. Was a little
There's
worried
no
about that.
real like, yeah, there's no major mistake that's really separating either of them, aside from Murmo's ending to that 100
Bombs
point.
100, yeah. Once you don't make that first cycle, and then, it was a bit of a meltdown just to compound and miss another cycle. So that alone, loses that star loses a deceptive amount of time for any mistake, as we see a pretty clean sky jump. Just getting it out of the way.
And kind of a bit of a nuisance in a race situation like this. You wish Island Hop weren't quite as risky, because then that star would actually be kind of an interesting one in a race situation.
Yeah, it's almost never gonna be worth it, even at the top levels of speedrunning this cat of like even like talking punctation and cheese. We don't see island hop in races. Oh, and
Only a couple
conversely,
of like real known cheeky runners.
yeah,
Nice Tabascoth wall kicks do work. Obligatory joke.
yeah. Momo, in the meantime, had a little bit of a slow sky jump. Not sure how much he lost, but definitely had very, very little speed when flying up to the box. So,
Yeah,
leading a little bit
those
of
flight
time.
angles, if you don't get them quite right, and like your ascending angle is just a little bit too shallow, it can cause some major damage to the timer.
Interesting. I don't think it makes any difference, but I've never seen the Mario cam used there for the for Penguin. It was interesting. We got to go for a ride along with Mario. More traditionally seen the Lakitu cam C down, like we're seeing from Momo.
Yeah, I think it may just make the control stick movement easier. That's typically
Pro-
what I've seen from most of the Mario Cam strats.
yeah, it's probably just a preference, if anything. Maybe, perhaps it is like some super optimal lag reduction, but I don't really see much lag in that star, so I would assume it's probably preference. Getting a solid slide. See if he gets the moonwalk. Nice.
Nice left side moonwalk, and Murmo
Oh,
committing to the beginner
that's a
strat.
death!
Oh
Gets
no! That's oh god!
That attempted
Should
like
have gone for the advanced strat then. At that point, I didn't realize. I'm trying to think of the platform laterally in my head as far as like that. What exactly happened there? Did he just?
it looked like he got one of those scenarios where Mario barely touches the lip of an edge that he can't ledge grab on, so it just gives you the oof, and he just falls back.
Oh yeah, he kind of hit
That'll
that like
happen.
middle ledge that way. Okay.
Yeah, that'll happen there on that star if you're not careful. Really, trying to play it safe turns out to be a pretty devastating loss. Falling a little more, precious time to be falling behind at this stage in the race.
Yep.
Obviously, a lot to go, a lot still to happen, but Momo can't be feeling too good about messing up his safety strat.
But
Nice.
a nice moonwalk consolation prize here.
Yeah,
As Tabascoth finishing up his 100 coin in the slide for CCM 18. Gotta be a little bit nervous around this penguin, and with these coins, gotta have 85 coming off this trail.
Because you don't want to have. Oh, he has one extra. It's gonna be a little iffy.
Is he
He's
gonna
gonna.
take care?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
gonna. The star's gonna spawn a little higher. This could create some problems. This is why runners try to avoid it. Yep. Not
not
having
getting
a.
any sort of long jump.
Yeah. Once again, it's gonna have to be a really precise long jump to make it to the star. All right, nice. Third time's a charm, but you know, losing a little bit of time on a star that's usually pretty easy. Just didn't. You know, opposite of what you usually hear, but he didn't miss enough coins.
Yeah, and I mean, fortunately, that there are, like you were saying with the missing coins. I mean, there are worse mistakes for sure. In this case, losing maybe 10 seconds at the most, as opposed to 2 minutes. So nowhere near the major time loss we've seen from some people before.
Hmm.
Now we see on m0m0's side collecting his final coins in this star. Let's see if he can go ahead and clench that correct number. He does have one that he can miss.
Yeah, that's usually the coin that I see runners miss as we
Yeah, you
have
can do a nice little curving motion there, and it just goes right by.
yeah, as we have Tabascoth entering BBH.
Benny's Brew House, kind of
or
interestingly named.
or some even more interestingly named. I'll let you go to Cheese's stream to see see that command in his chat.
Yeah,
A little bit
not,
too spicy for the viewers here.
yeah.
Okay, a little bit of an uncomfortable boo fight. Usually you see, you know, the long jump as the second hit, and then the final jump onto the balcony. Oh, misses the star, has to do the slow get up from the dive. You know, definitely might not seem like much, but that probably lost a solid chunk of time to, you know, a good boo fight. And as we can see, m0m0 entering BBH, now pretty much only the boo fight star, the balcony star behind, which is, I'd say, considerably, you know, that lead compared to what it could have been after that death in CCM.
Yeah,
Definitely,
Tabascoth has certainly been giving m0m0 at least a little bit of breathing room at the moment.
yeah, for sure. He's not, you know, ideally when you're in the lead like that, you would want to, you know, sort of bear down and, you know, batten down the hatches, leave no time leaks to make it really difficult for your opponent to even just keep up and maintain the same deficit that they already have. But definitely giving him some openings. m0m0 not capitalizing on all of them, but certainly somewhat, keeping himself in this race. Let's see how this boo fight goes. Okay, goes for the punch, loses a second, if I'm not mistaken, to the long jump strat, but much safer.
Yeah, and certainly saving time over what Tabascoth got.
All right, so it looks to be about a, you know, 45 second lead just from their re-entry times into the castle. Tabascoth going for pillarless. Nice and clean. Good to get that out of the way. Like I said, I doubt that we're going to see double pillarless because they are playing on Japanese. But if we
Yeah, and at
do...
this point with the CCM 18 route, there's no real reason for Tabascoth to
Yeah,
actually go for that.
no, that's a good point. It would just be, you know, incredibly risky on Japanese version. You have to, you know, go extremely slow. Otherwise, your run is could just be over with sound glitch. There's no backup. Especially
Yep.
because I doubt either of these players have been saving. All right, let's
Yeah,
see the
for
pillarless
those
attempt
that,
from m0m0.
yeah,
Looking good. That angle was looking a little dicey, but he brought it back. Solid.
you know, breaking the danger box, but managing to get right into the hole afterwards. And it's good, teetering right on the edge of that fence, about to get into the fall of shame. And to those viewers who may not know what the sound glitch is, on JP, I believe it's if your stick is in neutral when you collect the fifth secret, the game will actually have, like, some of the sounds will distort, some will just quit playing, and the game will actually crash the next time you collect a star.
Yeah,
So you're
very.
effectively soft locked from actually collecting a star and saving the game.
Yeah. definitely, usually an issue you don't see in 70 because English is the faster version, but doesn't the version differences don't really make much of a difference considering they're both doing the same route or seem to be. So no one's losing any time to anyone. They might be losing time to world record, but that's not
Right.
that's not what they're worried about here.
And even then, only I think about like 4 seconds total at most. It's not very much.
Yeah, yeah. Going for a log star, nice. Tabascoth getting it done. Momo, a little bit of trouble with the entry. If you don't get the proper angle or have enough speed with that second long jump at entering LLL, it can be that second long jump will sort of miss the painting and then lose you a little time, but nothing major.
Yeah, and you're kind of seeing it in that moment, like one of the little
All right, looks like
properties
we're
of the
going
game
for
engine.
lava boost. Not
And
going for
going for
pro.
the higher rock strat actually.
Yeah, solid. That's what you want. You want consistency with that strat over everything else in a race.
Yep.
I mean, especially if you're in the lead, but I'm sure he'd be going for that whether he was in the lead or not. But a big sigh of relief to have a strat like that out of the way. There's a few like, Pillarless is one, Lava Boost definitely another. There's a few like big hurdle, dangerous choke heavy strats that have claimed many runs and many races. That it's really a mental boost to get past them and clear them and have no major issues.
Yeah, and the basement is just chock full of them, right one after another. And
Absolutely.
you pretty well always see runners try to space them out, like having SSL start with Pillarless and then throwing the volcano somewhere in the middle to the end of LLL. It's really a psychological, just like let me get through these and just get out of here as soon as I
Yeah,
can.
it's like when I feel comfortable that I'll be able to move exactly in the put Mario in a deterministic. That's when I'll go for the scary strat. But before that, I'm gonna do the strats that I can adjust. Ooh, missing the instant jump dive there on the slope. If he burns himself here, he's gonna die. Okay, looks to be fine, but okay, grabs the coins now. He's at no
Yeah,
risk.
pretty well danger
Hope
zone. Oop, the
the
bully
bully
there pulling
bullied
out
him.
his name strats.
Yeah, he bullied him for a second, and then looked like he forgot about it, turned away. Made it a little bit more convenient to finish him off. Don't have to worry about getting caught in that combo loop.
Yeah, bully having a bit of an existential crisis in that moment, kind of wondering what
What am I
exactly it's
doing?
doing there.
Yeah. Why do I even enjoy bullying?
Why do I bully?
And then gets kicked into the lava for his trouble. So who's the real bully?
Honestly,
Oh, getting stuck. Tabascoth getting stuck a little bit on that castle movement. That can be. It's sort of a narrow, as I say that, Momo nailing his lava boost. And again, big exhale. A very dangerous star out of the way. But yeah, that castle movement that Tabascoth got a little scuffed on. Didn't lose much time, but it's a narrow passageway to sort of thread the needle with that dive. You can easily lose your speed.
and let's see here. Tabascoth with some nice swimming so far.
Let's see if he
Romo
goes for the
finishing up
lag
his
reduction.
elevator star.
Probably gonna go for the lag reduction. Requires a claw grip when he turns around on this chest. Yep, nice.
And that claw grip that you're having to do there is kind of weird, like with you having to mash the button effectively with the side of your finger.
It's a claw is can be, if you're not someone who's used to it, using it for different games, or there's people who just grew up only playing games with claw, which is baffling to me. But if you're not used to it, it's just sort of weird. You have to change your grip on the controller and then change it back, and hitting the buttons, at least when you have to claw in this game, it's only for camera buttons, so it's not like precise timings or anything, but it can just be uncomfortable for your hands, and it can sort of make the definitely if you're doing it while swimming, keeping that rhythm with your thumb while doing something else with a different finger on the same hand. So we see Tabascoth nailing front sub very clean.
Hot front sub. think he even kind of did the lag reduction a bit. Kind of a weird camera overall, but he made it work. That's really what matters here.
m0m0 with a similarly nice chest.
Yeah, let's see. m0m0, I think pretty well rocks the rear sub in just about all of his races, so
All right,
probably what we're going to be seeing from him this time as well as Tabascoth makes his way through the Manta.
The fourth ring where he swam through that fourth ring got me a little concerned, but he was, and where he was swimming at that star, but both of them worked out, so he knows what he's doing much more than I do with that star.
Yeah.
I'll trust the runner on that one. Entering Fire Sea. Let's see it. This is obviously a very high stakes, high energy star. No time to waste. Even just a few frames of, mistake can cost you that cycle. Obviously aiming for lava boost early Ellie's, the fastest cycle you can make, but looking good so far. You can still make the same elevator cycle, but without lava boost it does lose some time. That pole grab looked good. Oh, gets burned. That's gonna cost him lava boost. Oh, the bully gonna probably cost him the cycle.
Yeah, that's pretty well rip, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't think that you can make this up. Yeah,
since the platforms are already lowering, yeah, no, there's no way. Wow.
And he doesn't get to grab the red either. That's a pretty sizable time save for m0m0.
m0m0 needs to get into Fire Sea as quickly as I mean, yeah, that is major. Taking that burn there.
Great.
Not gonna be really in danger of dying, just hemorrhaging time though. Not even slapping the heart for any sort of ending really.
Yeah. All right, by contrast, let's see how m0m0 does. He can easily claim upwards of 10 seconds to save here. Definitely
not even 10. I would say probably closer to 20, maybe even 30. Probably 20, I would say conservatively, though.
Yeah, I would say around there for sure. All right, looking solid so far. Definitely not flying. Oh, yeah, I guess he realized he wasn't, didn't have the speed he needed to actually make the cycle. So I don't know if that was a backup that enables him to still make the cycle without lava boost. It looks like it might. So if so, that was a very good decision by m0m0 if he can actually make this cycle. Gonna take a triple jump, probably wall kick. Oh, misses the wall kick.
No, m0m0! How?
Unable to take the time save that was right there in front of him. Going for the, cheeky triple jump wall kick dive, but not exactly.
That's nerves 100% right there. That third jump just not angled quite right, and
oh man, burn after burn after burn. An amp shocking him in the middle there.
It just no reprieve for either of these runners in Fire Sea.
Yeah.
One of them leaving a lot of time on the table, and the other one not able to pick any of it. Wow.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Absolutely. Tabascoth is comfortably moving into upstairs. Entering Wet Dry World, which has one of the more interesting, has a 70 star specific strat in it, the 100 coin plus secrets, which is one of my favorite stars to watch. Definitely a lot of RNG involved, but that just it makes it somewhat torturous for the runner, but very fun as a viewer. A lot of tension in the air when there's fear of a coin running away from the runner.
Yep, and just really satisfying movement all the way throughout that star because you get to see pretty well all of the level and just really nice movement that you probably went through a lot as a kid. I remember I spent a lot of time in this stage as a kid, and like I remember climbing up that wall with the spatula and
It's a double box kick.
Yep, nice. Not even going for the second one, but that's okay. That first one saves a cheeky little half second or so.
And we weren't really mentioning it, but he hit one of the hardest tricks in the entire run, the triple jump wall kick for the star that he got previous to this. Gonna have to go back for that coin, yeah. Losing a chunk of time there. Again, that's just the coins not playing nice.
Yeah, there's an uncommentated Pan and Coic video that explains the RNG in this game really, really well. And when the coins are called, they actually each individually will call that RNG function to decide what direction they will go in on the X, Y, and Z axis. So you can get ones that will just randomly pop some ridiculous direction because of that.
m0m0 gets Hit in the face by, oh man, spiraling a little out of control as Tabascoth grabs all the coins from the Chuck, but misses his long jump. But yeah, Momo ate ate some damage from the failing to get the secret out of that box. This star sort of running away from him, getting hit by the scuttlebug and then burned, and then not failing to quickly get that secret. Nice avoiding the amp though, as Tabascoth cleans up yet another star.
And we have viewer Starks asking why is that 100 coin with secrets only seen in 70? It's because it is faster than it would be in 120, because in 120 you get to use the town red coins. Since you have to get that red coin star anyway, it's faster to do that pairing with the 100 coin. But in this particular case,
He hasn't had a safety coin. One of the coins almost ran away.
Yeah, those Chucky coins, when you throw the Chucky in that direction with so little platform, it can be kind of risky, and you're always monk-assing right there.
Yeah, but as you were saying, yeah, the 100 coin with reds turns out to be the more optimal route in 120 star, where you're gonna have to get the red coins anyway, which means you have to go downtown. Whereas in 70 you can just avoid a downtown
star from each of the group of when you're having to get each of town's secrets and 100 coin. Secret is faster to do standalone than it is to do with 100. But in this particular case, it's fastest to do secrets with 100 than it is to do town with 100.
Yeah,
it's kind of just like a weird thing how that works out. Kind of like how HMC Lake came about with us realizing that doing them in that particular order happened to be the best level order.
Yeah, getting the second MIPS, which is both easier and slightly faster than the old route. But Tabascoth getting a little bit okay, gets a nice clip anyway, but having a little bit of trouble on his THI secrets. Definitely a very movement intensive star, and he also, before he left Wet Dry World, nailed his second triple jump wall kick, which it doesn't seem that Momo is opting for, which will save him a good chunk of time for both of those that he executed. Some runners have called that the hardest triple jump wall kick in the game because of the lag induced and being on the slope, needing such a precise angle and frame of the wall kick. So impressive stuff, keeping Tabascoth in the lead, but he misses his clip.
And did you see he got in the clip, just didn't have enough momentum to actually get through?
Yeah, something was funky with that rollout. Momo looked like he second guessed himself. Probably was a good idea. Going for that triple jump dive to finish out his Wet Dry World, I believe, and meet Tabascoth in THI.
Yeah, meanwhile, Tabascoth with 2 stars in THI, gaining a pretty considerable lead so far. m0m0 really needing to get his momentum flowing, go ahead and rearrange his energy crystal grid.
Definitely gonna need his aura to change when Tippy comes around. Definitely in need of something when Tippy comes around. If it keeps going like it is, he's gonna. Oh wait, are we okay?
Oh, okay, good, good.
Yeah.
I believe it's the quick get up you don't want to do there. Yeah. If you do a quick get up there, that's where you risk teleportation. But if you do the slow get up, if you force yourself to think, wait a minute.
Yeah, literally, wait a minute. Which is a hard impulse to control as a speedrunner. The impulse to just mash A and go fast.
Yeah, it's kind of weird having to go from as a kid, you always I personally didn't ever realize that fast get ups were a thing. I'd always just press up on the control stick as a kid. And then in practicing running this game, actually taming that impulse and hitting A instead. And then now, of course, with this star, you have to go back to the original.
It's kind of like with the cannonless setup, you have to go for that slow get up.
Yeah.
But TTM, the first mountain clip and log wall kick going solidly for Tabascoth, so not really giving up any ground here, as m0m0 is finishing up with the piranha plants. Another log wall kick, solid stuff. Everything's looking good for Tabascoth right now in this TTM, which can definitely be a scary stage. Because when things go wrong, you fall down the mountain. That's a lot of time.
Yeah, a lot of the stages in this game are mostly horizontal, but TTM and uh, TTC both. I
Mm.
don't know why I couldn't think of that acronym. Very vertically oriented, and as such, like any little mistake can just evolve into massive time loss.
Yeah, and similarly, in terms of massive time loss, is Rainbow Ride, but that's more because there's only there's only sky below. There's nothing to land on when you mess up in most spots. As we see a pretty solid TTM Reds from Tabascoth.
Could you imagine the outcomes of races if Rainbow Ride sent you back into the castle courtyard like the secret stage?
Oh my. That would actually that would just amp up the stress factor, if nothing else, which would cause so much of a difference, let alone the time loss. Just the threat of that.
Yeah, that would just be like
Guess
heart
we gotta
rate goes right up to 3,000.
Yeah, I guess we gotta thank Nintendo for that one. That's I didn't even consider that, but that's a rough a rough world to imagine.
I'm sure that there's at least one Kaizo ROM hack where that's actually the case. There's gotta
Yeah, I'd
be.
admit. So with all the evil geniuses that have gotten their hands on this game's code, I'm sure that there's someone out there has considered that. But
And
Tabascoth opting for no breezeless, doesn't need it, it's very risky, and just taking the breeze and grabbing that star.
and going for the breezeless less strat.
Yeah, breezeless. As he enters SL, which very in 120 star, very RNG heavy stage, but in 70 star, you basically just have some movement intensive stars, such as Snowman's Head, which we're seeing very clean from Tabascoth right now. Snowman's Head, no joke, can easily fall down, slip, requires a lot of precise wall kicks and angles. So, again, another hurdle to get out of the way. Deep breath. Now you're sort of cruising in Snowman's Land.
Yeah, I mean, you've got really about a good
Oh,
7 to
as I
8
say that,
stars. Oop. Let's see.
man,
Yeah,
this
I
screen
don't.
jump backup giving him problems.
Yeah, it can be kind of. Oh, and that ground pound on the end, just showing off how a blind ground pound like that can be immensely difficult for no good reason.
Yeah, and not unexpected, but Momo again leaving some time on the table by not opting for breezeless. These are things that, as we're getting up there in the star count now. Tabascoth looking at 50 stars, so there's not. He's running out of chances to save time, so he's gonna perhaps have to start opting for some more high risk, high reward strats as we get closer and closer to Tippy and the end of this run.
Yeah, I mean, he's really just got 3 stages left, and Tabasco did give him some pretty interesting time saved in SL with that, excuse me, with
Sure.
that box star, but,
Hmm.
it's certainly not going to make up this entire lead by any means.
But he's got to claim every inch of ground that he can right now. He can't leave anything on the table. We have to see a really clean Snowman's Head from him, which doesn't look like he's opting for it first, which probably is a mentality thing. But he claims a little bit of the time save there. Oh, misses the blind ground pound on the box, but
Yeah,
doesn't.
and just real late. If you notice there, the input actually came just a tad after he was able to see. I
Hmm.
think the way that he does the jump, like his visual cue may just be like when the screen opens up like that ground pound, but in this case, it just did not work for him, whatever it was.
Position too far right or something. Yeah, it looks
And
like he's saving Snowman's Head for later. Oh, bonking on Deep Freeze. Not something you want to see on one of the more, out of all the stars in SL, this is kind of a gimme. The really quick star. So losing time there just gotta not feel good.
yeah,
Tabascoth.
after all the work that you put into that star to get it to go as consistently as it does there, if you've ever popped in a streamer's stream whenever they're practicing, and you see them just constant level resets, I mean that's literally just you do that for hours on end for this star, and
Oh, absolutely.
eventually you get good enough that every so often you just have to put a couple hours in to refresh it.
Nothing too drastic, but did eat a ledge grab there in Snowman's Head, so gonna be losing a little bit of time to Tabascoth in that star, but he saved a little bit of time in the earlier box star. So overall, I think he's going to be going about even with Tabascoth in this SL, which is not something, not ideal at this stage. Wants to be, again, claiming whatever he can. needs to be at this point. And Tabo, on the other hand, just cleaned up his box triple jump, and not that it's common, but that's a somewhat risky. Could bonk by not going neutral after the wall kick, after the triple jump rather, and have to back it up. Could hit the death line in in a strange, wacky universe where you really panic and hold too far forward, but avoids all those pitfalls and edging closer and closer to that 70 star count. So
Yup, and at the moment, Tabascoth with a 4-star lead, but we have a lot of quick stars coming up for m0m0's side, so hopefully that lead will reduce
ooh,
just a bit. Okay, getting a bonk there. He was in pretty dangerous territory there. Seems
yeah,
to be safe again. Having to decide where exactly he's going for a backup. Going for Christmas
Christmas
Miracle.
Miracle, yeah. Looks like he's in a good position to get it. Yeah.
Yup, it's good. Not even needing any sort of dive there.
Mm.
Just nice, clean positioning from that triple jump.
Yeah, all you're trying to avoid there is the having to do the Shigeru drop back up, so really happy with any way that you can press that switch without having to back it up is what you're looking for there.
Yeah, and I mean, that backup is consistent, but it takes a while.
Yeah, definitely. You gotta push yourself up against the wall. It's just, alright, let's see Momo hitting the box triple jump as well. So keeping pace.
Yeah, and both of them actually doing the dive directly into the star, so not even having to do any running whenever they get to that ground down there.
Yeah, pretty clean. The only the worst way that can go at that point is you miss the star. You dive early and miss the star and have to eat that entire lengthy damage out of dive, like fall damage out of dive animation. But avoiding that for both players. So Tabascoth heading into Tippy. This is obviously the crux of any 70-star run. This is what you work so hard to be on good pace for, because you want to be able to sustain whatever happens in Tippy.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, whenever you hear that slide music ramp up, you know that things are about to really get real.
Yeah, it's a nice little remix we get on the slide music in several of the stages, Rainbow Ride included. All right,
actually,
now's his Lakitu bounce.
Yeah, that's gonna be a major kind of
Exhale moment.
Yeah, and a major line in the sand for m0m0 to have to pass as well.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yeah. It's just again, not giving up any ground when at a stage in the run where he really has to, for Momo's sake, really has to start giving up ground. But TTC obviously still waiting, lying in wait for hungry to kill another good run, as it has many times before. Ooh,
m0m0 interest.
Are they trying? Okay.
Yeah, the timer is short on those triangles, but you can usually take like one bonk without them resetting.
Yeah, I was a little worried after he bonked and then also missed the side flip, but still totally fine. But that would be a wacky mistake to see. I haven't seen that in a long time.
But m0m0 actually, if you saw there in his Christmas Miracle, but actually was able to do that backup kick without actually having to go up to the wall.
Oh, interesting. Really?
I've never seen that before either. Yeah, but he just I guess just did it in place on that ledge, and somehow that manages to work well. Tabascoth though, yeah, having
that dive, then taking a bonk, going all the way down in the maze, having a bit of a meltdown here, unable to hit this wall kick back up. Finally gets it. All right, gonna finish out these reds, but definitely eating some time loss in that maze. That first Momo's got to think about this Lakitu bounce, but that's a sizable time loss. Oh no! Misses the wall kick completely.
That could have been major time save over this maze. Let's see if he can at least make the time up in the maze itself. But
yeah,
he really needed to make up that time with that first try Lakitu bounce.
Yeah, looking solid. And on top of the time that he needed to make up, just mentally, you really don't want to have to be thinking about how many backups do I have left for Lakitu bounce? How many more times can I afford to mess it up? That starts getting into your head. It's similar to like a pillarless, where when the entire stage sort of feels like it hinges on this nailing this one trick for this one star, and and each time you back it up, you lose more and more time. It can start to get in your head, start to make you fail the trick even more than you normally would. Alright, looking good so far. As long as he doesn't slide off, he's gonna grab this pole. Okay. Taking it easy, not opting for the second jump grab where you have to mash. Just gonna go all the way up so he can just comfortably grab that pole. So that out of the way, but you know, not saving time there, which he really needs to be saving.
Yep, and meanwhile, Tabascoth is midway through TTC 100. If he doesn't fail anywhere on here, m0m0 is in dire straits to be able to win this race somehow.
Yeah, this is like perhaps the biggest, you know, gatekeeping star in all of.
And m0m0 taking a death though. He's, even if Tabascoth hands him some sort of opportunity here, not going to really be able to take any sort of advantage on him.
Missing the entry. Oh, missing the re-entry again.
Just a true Mario meltdown at its finest, most intense.
Tabascoth a little bit not clean on the ending to his TTC 100. Still going, obviously, but missing that. Oh man, keeping the wall kicks going. I respect that. That was a solid composure. You could tell he attempted maybe for a firstie to get enough height to ledge grab off that wall kick. Realized, dropped a little lower, got another wall kick and another backup wall kick. So keeping it going there is really the name of the game. Because if you fall all the way back down, then it's, you know, starting from square one with that ending movement. m0m0 cleaning up his last star in Rainbow Ride, swinging in the breeze. Oh man, Tabascoth, the pendulum getting in the way there.
Yep, you have to hit a pretty precise point on that cycle for that pendulum to not be in your way and rather be useful to you.
Yeah, so you can actually wall kick off of it. Alright. m0m0 going to be joining Tabascoth in TTC, getting Toad first. Okay, Tabascoth, yeah, looking like not quite doing his standard movement here. Perhaps.
Yeah, time moving roll into the cage. That's a interesting one.
Yeah, seems like he probably just entered with the hands in the incorrect position, but. So, oh wait, oh my, m0m0 missing 2 reds. I'm not sure what the backup is here. Is there a backup? Does he need that red?
After what he's ended up collecting, I don't think so.
But definitely, you know, risky.
Because I believe that the one that he collected right on the tail end, one of those ones that he collected right on the end wasn't normal to collect. I know that. Because you do have an even number throughout the entire thing. That's part of what's kind of cool about the way that it routes out, is that most of the coins that you're getting are from 10 coin boxes, so you're kind of able to see like a bit of a percentage progress based on the coins that you have.
Yeah, as we're seeing right now with the 60, 70, and hopefully going to be 80, 90, but if a single coin gets away here, it can spell disaster, but grabs all of them.
There's not really a convenient place to get coins once you get to the top here with the thwomp.
Oh, bonk! Trying to enter the cage.
Yep, you're supposed to have time jumps on moving bars, but having issues with immobile bonks on stationary bars there.
As m0m0 getting up there to collect the TTC 100 star, or rather the companion star in the TTC 100, finishing it up. Still with a pretty sizable deficit, as we're looking at Tabascoth's last star, just going for reds and then going to talk to Toad and be headed up to Sky.
And it actually looks like Taba is on PB pace, according to the chat.
Really?
Pretty considerable damage right there, but not too much time loss. But yes,
m0m0 falling down.
No death though, at least that's good. Yeah. But let's see what he's gonna have to do as a backup. But yes, if this is correct, chat claiming that Taba's PB is 49.58 going into this race.
That's correct.
He certainly, if he's going into bits with 2 minutes left, I think it's possible.
Yeah, definitely gonna be close, but honestly, you know, great run from Taba so far. But for m0m0, this is maybe kind of the additional mental pressure you're hoping to sort of, because being on PB pace, in addition to being on a race, it adds that the mental, you know, fear of, oh wait, this is actually, you know, besides just this race, this is a run that means something to me on a broader, you know, just for my speedrunning career. So that can potentially add a little bit more nerves than you would traditionally get closing out a race like this. But so far, Taba cruising through the sky.
Yeah, but we do see a lot of mistakes mainly happen on this movement on the end here, and he's going for that moving right side. Here it comes.
All right.
Oh, managing to stay on, going to be going stationary, and it goes
Stationary right
through.
side. Wow. Stationary right side is very scary. But solidly backs it up and looking like he's gonna be on small PB pace going into the fight. Indeed, he is.
And meanwhile, Momo falling down into the clock, just exemplifying his issues throughout this run. Lots of little mistakes, making lots of just kind of just defeating his progress throughout a lot of the stages. And falling again right there, not even able to really recover from the damage that he just took before taking another spill. Third time's the charm, and he is dead.
Taba cleaning his second throw up. Third throw here will be a PB. No!
Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
That, I believe,
so
sealing the PB. Hopes and dreams. That throw gonna connect, but actually might like tie PB. No, I don't think so.
Either a
Wait,
small
could
or a
PB?
micro PB.
Yeah, this is.
According to him in the chat, this ties his PB. Wow.
Wow.
Yep, 49.58. That is pretty great. So Taba playing up to his PB in a race scenario.
Really,
actually beyond his PB if his PB had 3 Bowser throws. So
yeah, very
GG's to Taba.
Very clean play from him. As we see Momo trying to still stuck in this clock, trying to eventually make it to the sky. Oh man. Oh man.
The bars aren't even moving.
Things are compounding.
You don't even have to time the jumps. Is that how that works? If half the title is wrong, now the whole title is wrong?
Leniently timed jumps on stationary bars.
Yeah, that sounds about right to me.
Going now going to be finishing out with reds, and then still has Sky remaining, so looks to be on, if I'm not mistaken, around 53 pace, maybe low 54 pace if I'm probably on 53 pace.
It's something like that, yeah.
So I mean, not a great run for him, but not playing about 2 minutes behind his, about 2.5 minutes behind his PB, it seems. So not not ridiculous. But
yeah, not ideal playthrough, and especially for a league race where the extra seconds are counting 4 points. But this is still a race that he didn't make any insanely major mistakes in.
Well,
and of course, Commentators curse, just a perfect timing. I don't think I've seen one like that yet.
Yeah, he has taken some costly deaths, but it's
It's been a run just peppered with time loss, and mostly small, but we've had some significant things too, like the Fire Sea time loss, the Death and Rainbow Ride, the
Death and CCM.
The Death and CCM, yeah. There's so much happening.
And now the Death and Bits.
And even beyond those deaths, 4 deaths, and also just random stuff thrown throughout, random falls, random bonks.
Not going his way, etc. Going for stationary left side, pretty safe. Gonna hit it, but I mean, even obviously, like we're saying, not ideal.
Oh, hey guys.
Howdy.
Sorry for the noise.
No,
some troubles.
Tabascoth with the explosive entry. How are you feeling after that hot tied PB?
Pretty good, to be honest. I think I beat it by like a frame or something. Yes, I don't know. I have to retime it. But 49 in a race. Can't be too mad.
Yeah, I mean, 49 in a race, considering that your PB is just a hair into the 49 anyway. That's, I mean,
yeah, it's pretty.
I realized you were on a good run, but I didn't realize you were on PB pace. But chat thankfully let us know.
Yeah, I don't know. I made a lot of medium tier mistakes, but overall nothing too major. But I've been like on PB pace on better 49 pace so much. So it's just about time that I like get another 49.
Yeah,
But yeah,
if you're getting a time like this in a race with a missed throw, it's like it's about time for you to improve this PB. Obviously,
yeah,
gain a little bit.
yeah. Like I got my first 49.58 in the GSA race as well, so I don't know. Like, but yeah, I'm pretty happy. But no, it's not that surprising.
Confident. I mean, your play looked very confident as well. It was just we were saying through the whole race, giving up basically no ground. I didn't realize that you were literally giving up no ground to your PB, but as we're joined by Momo as well.
Hello.
Yo, hey.
Hey, congrats on the not a PB but on the very good race time.
Thanks, man. Maybe PB, but we'll
Maybe.
see.
Retime is important.
It is. Yeah, GG's to you, man. How has your race been?
Yes, it wasn't GG. It wasn't really a good game. It was pretty terrible, but it's all right. It was fun.
Do you think it was a lot of issues just kind of getting over some of those earlier mistakes like that death in CCM and just little things like that that kind of piled up towards the end, or like, what
Maybe
was
a
going
little
on?
bit. Maybe a little bit, because I didn't play in a while, and so I wasn't really into SM64, and so I made many mistakes.
Yeah, that makes sense. If you're not like really polished, a lot of the spots where you took even like costly deaths were like very minor mistakes, like barely missing the wall kick on the first Lackadoo bounce where you didn't quite eat a death, but like stuff like that where it's like just really minor adjustments that cost a lot of time, but are things that you really need to be practicing consistently all the time to really have down.
Yes, definitely.
Now,
Yeah.
to both of you, I mean, Taba, obviously this is kind of a culmination of a lot of good runs. What area, what stage do you think went really exceptionally well for you? Because I mean, there was a lot of really confident play throughout this race.
Oh yeah, definitely TTM because usually I mess up a lot there. Like this is like the stage I'm afraid of the most in this run. But I didn't mess up a single time really there, so that's that felt really good. And apart from that, I don't know, LLL went pretty well as well. So like the stuff where you can lose a lot of time went well for the most part. So
Yeah, I was sort of keeping track through the run of just all the stars where they're big exhales when you get past them, like pillarless, lava boost, Lackadoo bounce, and it seemed like you were just clearing all of them. Snowman's head, just getting a
yeah.
really clean run, really clean star on all of those, which is just really does well for your confidence and is also what you need to get a run like a 49.
Yeah, exactly. And I've been putting emphasis in practice on that, of course, but it's cool when it gets together in a race. And I haven't done a run in 1 week or done runs in 1 week because I wasn't even at home. So I'm actually kind of surprised, but yeah, that's how it is. All right. Well,
With that, thanks to both of you guys, GG's, to both our runners. And if JKJ doesn't have any other questions, don't go anywhere. First off, while we've got this extended break before our next race, type !pace in that chat to see some more information about our first live event coming up in April in Laurel, Maryland at Xanadu. I'm personally going to be attending, and I'm super excited about Pace. And if you read more about it, I'm sure you will be too. That'll be where we'll actually have the finals in our 3 leagues. This one, the Division 1, and the Super Mario Odyssey any percent and Celeste any percent leagues. So definitely go check out more information on Pace, our first live event. And stick around. As I said earlier, we have another 70-star race coming up later on tonight. I'm not exactly sure. JKJ, do you happen to know who the competitors are for that?
It was actually a pretty stacked race. I was pretty sure. I'm just pulling it up right now, but it was. I remember it being two. Yeah, it's Binny versus Toast Rider. So
Ooh, that'll be a good one to stick
Ooh,
around for.
yeah.
Damn.
Don't go anywhere. That'll be an exciting race.
I love Binny, by the way.
Who doesn't love Beanie?
Yeah.
agreed.
All right. GG's to you guys, to Momo. Again, thanks for having me, us, and I'm going to head out now. Night.
Alright. Thanks for putting on a show, guys.
Thanks,
Yo.
guys.
GG's to both of you.